Hey everybody, welcome to Mike's World. Today we're going to be reviewing the ULTRAMAX HD camcorder. Picked this up for about $220 at bhphotovideo.com. Needed something for a dash cam. I'm actually a manager at a local TV station. Needed some dash cams for photographers to cover breaking news, severe weather, things like that. But, you know, as many crews as we have, we didn't want to spend a whole lot of money just for a dash cam. So went with the ULTRAMAX. Bought 3 of them to start out. How good are they? Are they good enough? What's my review? What do I think of them? Would I buy more of them? I'm going to give a final letter grade at the end. I will say with this camera, I noticed online you can pick up like an underwater waterproof housing for this as well if you want to go diving with it. But is it worth the money? We're going to dive into all that, starting with an unboxing, and we're going to go over also some other features on the camera. I did make some rudimentary, not professional level, just holding my phone as I was driving with this mounted as a dash cam. So just keep in mind it's not the best of quality, but it gives you an idea of what we're looking at, show you that sample footage, and you can be a judge for yourself. So, but let's get started with the unboxing right now. As you can see right here, pretty plain wrapped box, absolutely no markings on it to suggest that it is a camcorder or what it is. So let's go ahead and start by opening this up. Take the wrapping off of it. Throw that away. And so as you can see right here, there's nothing spectacular about it, just a plain box. So had to get something to cut this open with. Wasn't prepared for that. So open that up. And so we're just going to open this right here. And then as you can see, we'll start off with, we've got some documentation and a CD-ROM for it. It says full HD 1080p camcorder, QuickTime, media impression and e-manual. So not sure how useful this is since most you know, a lot of new laptops and you know, they don't even have CD-ROMs anymore. This is kind of old school. Most manufacturers are now putting all their information online. So, but there is a little packet here. Let's see what's in here. Of course, you have the CD, as we mentioned. And then we have some documentation, a quick start guide. Kind of tells you all the controls, tells you about it. It's in, looks like it's in Chinese and English, but we don't need all this stuff. So we're going to put all this off to the side. So let's take a look. First thing is the camcorder. So it's wrapped up in some plastic. Let's open this up. And so you can see ULTRAMAX HD. It's got the YouTube logo on it. Go up here to the top. You have actually the zoom rocker. You have a button here for to take pictures. Got a place here. This is the microphone on top. It has a removable lens cap, and it says a 5-time optical zoom lens. Over here, you got a push button. This is interesting. A lot of camcorders these days have a little removable battery that you can take off. This one actually is under this cover, and it resembles a cell phone battery, an old school cell phone battery, maybe from an old flip phone or something. It's really interesting. Have to see if we can order more of these. But very, very interesting where this battery is located, and that it actually has a removable cover on the camcorder. Go around here to the back side, and you can see there's an LED light here. This turns red when you hit record. There's a little joystick here. This is your menu joystick. We'll go over that a little bit later. Record and a play button. So this is kind of neat. I guess you just hit play and you can get to your thumbnails and watch your videos. Then we have a little rubber door cover here. And underneath we're going to have, looks like mini HDMI. Try to get that a little closer. Mini HDMI. It's got the old school mini USB. This hasn't been used in a long time. We're now on USB-C or micro USB, but this is the mini USB. And then it looks like we have a headphone or audio import. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. And actually this is what this is this can be in the menu changed between, it can be a headphone jack, or it can be an audio video out jack if you have an audio video cable. It does not come with one, but that is what that is for. So on the bottom, we have a 1/4-20 mount for tripods. We got a couple little rubber feet here. I guess that when you mount it on a tripod or on a mounting plate, it would grab. If you sit it on the table, it's going to grab so it won't slide around. So pretty nice little feature. And then we have, it looks like an SD card door on the bottom. Open that up and there is an SD card slot right there. You know, I have JVC Avero cameras that also have the SD card goes in the bottom. And personally, I don't like that design. It's a real pain because your tripod mount's going to go here, or you mount this on anything with a 1/4-20, you have to take it off to get to the SD card. It's a real pain. So the old JVC Averos were just like this. I also have a Canon Vixia R80, and it actually has the SD card slot on the side, so it's easy to flip out. And then you see I opened it, it just opened up. So let's take a look at that. You can see the screen there. Obviously you can't see anything on the screen, I'm shooting down at the box, but there is the screen. Take a look on the inside of the camera. Not much there, just a power button and a little label here. It tells you some different things about the camera. It is a 5-time optical zoom, and it's kind of interesting how this works. So green light, we know we're powered on. You have the joystick here. If you press over, it's going to give you some menus here, which is camera, playback, voice, and settings. So as I mentioned before, I've already used one of these cameras before in setup, so I've already been through these menus. Within the settings, you can actually turn off the beeping, which is what I prefer to do. Turn it off, and then we have startup. We have some different options here. Auto off, we can turn that off. Startup, AV mode. This is how you determine what the headphone jack is going to do in the camera, and you can change that. You can change the earphones, AV out, or menu. TV system comes set in PAL, so you'll need to change that to NTSC if you're in the US. And then we have language, which is naturally set to English. Icon, set your clock, format your cards, and then you can reset to default. So that is it. And then if you hit the over arrow, you can go back to this, go up to camera. Now voice is actually, when you press voice, it lets you audio record, just audio. I can tell you right now, this camera, the audio on this camera, and I'll show you a little bit later as a demonstration, is horrible. It is just almost completely unusable, way over modulated, and there's no way to adjust the audio in this camera. So you'll see a little bit later, the video during the daytime is spectacular on this camera. At night it's terrible. So we'll go over the overall grade on this camera a little bit later. But if we hit the joystick the other way, nope, go the other way, sorry. And now we have this menu pops up. Video resolution, we can go 1080, 720, VGA, QVGA, depending on how long you want to record. That's the one thing, is once you select something, it then goes back to, it doesn't go back to the menu. Still resolution can go all the way up to 16 megapixels. Again, that's really a pain. Okay. Stabilizer, it is on. It's okay. It's an okay stabilizer. Obviously, when I use it as a dash cam, you do not want that stabilizer on, so I'm just going to turn that off for now. Go back again. We have night mode. All night mode is it's a slow shutter. It's going to give you that staggered, stroby kind of video. It actually does almost nothing to increase the image at night. So I suggest just don't even bother with night mode. We have flash mode. One of the things I didn't show you yet, let's flip this around, is on this camera, there is a built-in LED. You can turn it on. You can have it to flash if you want to take a still photo. So they clearly designed this camera so that you could take pictures. I'm not doing a review of the pictures. I didn't buy it for that. Not going to use it for that. This camera is being used for video, but that is there as an option. You can turn on the LED or you can have it in flash if you want to take pictures. Personally, I don't know why you would ever use a video camera for still photos, but I guess some people may have a use for it. Snap mode, that's also a picture mode. You can do a single shot, self-timer, or continuous. We have exposure. This is the auto exposure. So this camera does not have manual iris or exposure. It is only auto. But what you can do is you can set this. If you think what you're shooting is overexposed, you can set the auto exposure for, you know, up to -2 stops. You can also go up to +2 stops. So a little bit of a way to compensate for not having auto iris. We go down again. Flicker, you can change the hertz. So if you get flicker, if you're shooting a computer screen. Also has date stamp if you need that. White balance. Okay, one thing about the white balance, it has auto, sunny, cloudy, fluorescent, tungsten. This camera is best used when you use one of these manual settings. Auto white balance is not very good, so just be aware of that. And then effect mode, all effect mode really is you can go to black and white, or you can do the classic sepia, but there's not really a whole lot of reason why you would really want to use that. Let's go back. And we're back to the top. So that's it for the menu. I mean, there's just not a lot here. There's not a lot in this menu. So let's go back to this main screen. So battery obviously wasn't charged. It's hitting the red, so I need to go over this really quickly. I'll show you a little bit more about this when I show you sample footage from when I mounted this as a dash cam. But one of the things I want to show you here, you take a look down here, and where my finger is, there is this focus option. And if you push down on the joystick, you'll notice it turns to a little flower. That is macro. So it does have a built-in macro that you can turn on and off. I'll turn it off. The other option up here, you'll see AF on. That is autofocus. So if it has autofocus, you would say, well, if it has autofocus, it must have manual focus. Not really. So the way this works is, you know, I'm using this as a dash cam, so I want to, you know, if it's storms, there's raining, if it's you know, raindrops on the windshield, you don't want to focus on the raindrops, so you need to somehow lock in your focus. So the way this works is, you zoom in to whatever you want to focus on. You let the camera autofocus and get a sharp focus. And then if you hit up on the joystick, you'll notice the autofocus has a little red dash through it. What that does is it locks the focus. So then you can zoom out and your focus is going to hold. It's not going to try to autofocus on different things. Or if you're shooting an interview for some reason, I don't know why you would, but if you had somebody on camera, you get them focused, lock in the focus, zoom out, and you're good to go. To turn autofocus back on, you just push up on the joystick and it goes back to on. So that is a quick walkthrough of this camera from the unboxing. We're going to go ahead and power it off because I'm going to have to charge it. Close this. But that is the camera. And so I know a lot of you are like, okay, what else is in the box? Okay, well, this was the most important part. So that's a kind of a quick walkthrough of the camera. And so let's see what else is in here. We have the strap that goes on the side of the camera for your hands, so you have to mount that on there. It doesn't come already on. That's kind of weird that they wouldn't just go ahead and put that on there, but it doesn't come on there. And let's get into what else is in this box. So we've got a bag here. So it gives us an adapter Okay, so let's go through here first. Here's the plug-in. This is our AC adapter. Let's open this up. So it's got an AC plug on one end, mini USB on the other. So the mini USB is how you're going to power this camera. So, but it also has this AC adapter is, well, somehow that's supposed to come off of there. Anyway, this comes off there. It's stuck. It says push and it comes off, but you know what? It's not coming off. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. But it does come with the European adapter. So since the camera does shoot POW, I guess it was good that they offered this. But AC, you know, universal power adapter if you need that. And then the other cables along with it, you get a USB cable, standard USB, USB 1 end, USB, mini USB on the other end. So get a USB cable. And it comes with a mini HDMI to standard HDMI cable. You don't usually get an HDMI cable with a lot of cameras these days when you buy them. So that's an added bonus. You get an HDMI cable. So, you know, it does have the mini HDMI. So yeah, it's good that they include this. So let's put all this back. Little European adapter. And I'm going to put this camera back along with all the stuff. And that is pretty much the ULTRAMAX HD camcorder. So now let's take a look at when I had it mounted on the windshield, and let's take a look at what it looks like and show you some sample footage of the ULTRAMAX in action. And using it here with the Film Tools gripper suction mount for the windshield. This is regular mode, not auto focus is on. Broadway extension, northbound, plenty of street lights, cars, autofocus is off, zoomed in, got a focus, locked it in. So here we have the camera at night, and you know, with the flashing lights on, it's a little bit better, but ultimately, this camera, not very good at night in low light conditions. So what is my ultimate grade for this camera? Well, I would have to give this a D-. It's not really a very good camera. It depends on what you're going to use it for. It does have the option to take photos, but in this day and age with smartphones, why are you using a camcorder to take photos? And typically the quality isn't as good as what your phone is going to be able to do. So that feature to me is really irrelevant. There's very little manual controls with this camera. The autofocus function, turning it on and off, is a little funky. Doesn't really make sense in my opinion. Having the SD card slot at the bottom of the camera where you have to take it on and off a tripod or any other mount to get to it is a bad design in my opinion. The audio is absolutely unusable. The camera works really well as a dash cam during the day, but at night it's pretty much useless. So it has a night shot mode. That's not any good. So honestly, I won't be purchasing any more of these cameras. I don't think they're worth it. Sony makes a camera around the same price point. Going to try that one out. Also have, for me personally, my dash cams that I've used personally are JVC Evero cameras. Now those have been discontinued, at least the cheaper ones have been. But you can still pick those up on eBay and places like that for a lot cheaper than what you can buy this ULTRAMAX camera. So in my opinion, it's not worth the money. I wouldn't buy it. If this camera was around the $100 price point, then maybe. But even if you were buying this for your kids' birthday videos or any home videos, the audio is going to be unusable. It's overmodulated and there's no way to adjust it. So in my opinion, stay away from this camera. You can find something else, maybe even for much cheaper. Hope you found this review helpful. And please, if you like this video, please like it. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. And always leave your comments on what you think, if you've used this camera, and what your opinions are of it. So thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.